opinion, TP. Nigerians were used to, okay, if he's good, let him stay. If he's not good, let him go. At this point in time, CP, should Pesero stay or go?
Why will he go? He has to stay. He has done well. He's not the one that played in the field, so he's not in a position to determine the performance of the players. His own is only to grill them, train them, and select the best 11 and put them to play. And if he sees that any of them is not living up to expectation, he replaces. His own is more of a technical thing. The rest is left for the boys. Assuming they won the cup, would they be asking for the man to go?
Okay.
You see, our people are so sentimental. I don't key into that type of anachronistic ideas.
Some persons will tell you, well, we need a black man to coach us.
What do you have to do with race, color, and tribe or language and so on? It's immaterial. The most important thing is somebody that will bring them up and take them to heights. That is just the most important. It's unfortunate we lost the match anyway, because from the blast of the whistle, I am one person who hardly likes to watch those stuff, But later, by the time they concluded the match, when I now knew the result, I had to stay back and watch the match from the beginning to the end. From the blast of the whistle, the Ivorians knew what they wanted, and they went all out for the ball. That's why if you look at ball possession, they were dominant. They were recording 58-60% or even more. While because Nigerians were tired. I don't know what caused it. They showed so much enthusiasm in the semi-final match against South Africa, more than what they did on the final. They were tired.
Tired, or maybe they were just
fatigue.
Okay.
In fact, those people outsmarted them in all departments of that match.
Wow. The
South Africans. When I looked at it, I said, no wonder. And they didn't learn one lesson. That Hala really gave them Hala, because he's the one who scored the winning goal, and he was the one who sent this DR Congo out in semi-final. They would have watched him, because he was playing like a snake. He takes position and wait for. He plays opportunistic football. He just takes position and wait for any ball that comes, and very slicky. Before you know it, the ball is inside the net. That's what he did to DR Congo. They could have watched him closely. So by the time the captain, William
Troost
Ekong, yes, was pursuing the guy, he didn't give him close marking. And from that slip, the person that used to play like that in Nigeria is Amunike. If you had watched 1994 and 96 Olympics, the same pattern. The person playing the same method now is this man who used to be in Man City, but now in Chelsea. I can't remember the name now, but I remember I mentioned him. He is one smallish black boy. Before you know it, he has sneaked into the 18 and surprised everybody. You find the ball in the net.
That's okay.
It's unfortunate. It has come and gone, but I don't know. Before we have that type of opportunity again, that's what is giving me concern. This is 9th year after we had the thing 10th year after we had it in 2013.
Yeah, but before we get into our major discussion for today, I wanted you to, touch on just 3 issues. That's 1. 2, there's the fact that the naira is now 1,534 naira per dollar. CP, are you baffled? I mean, is this getting to you?
The thing is
1,000, and this is just February, right? And I remember some person said before December it might get to 1,005, and we are already here. I mean, we're already here.
You see, the thing is this: if we are hoping that things will change the way we are going, we must be dreaming. We are actually wasting our time. And it appears that people in government are not concerned. I don't know. If you look at public opinion, it appears everybody is helpless, and the situation itself is hopeless. Because for you to strengthen the value of your currency, your naira, vis-a-vis the dollars, you need to look at a lot of issues. You see, your monetary policy is one area you should focus attention on. Then number two, the area of production, like I've always said. If you are producing, your dependence on conspicuous consumption drops, because you'll be in a position to feed yourselves, have some reserve, and export and earn foreign exchange. You are not doing all that. So it's like a good number of times we are doing analysis. I don't know whether government have people who listen to it and take it to Villa and tell them, see what people are saying. Why don't we try out these areas? And they are saying it for free. Are they paying us to do this analysis? We are just doing it. The way I see it anyway, is a way of creating awareness amongst Nigerians. Not necessarily that the government will do anything with it. They don't care. Everybody there is interested in how much do I loot out of this system, because it's loot and go. That's what is of more concern to them. If you want the dollar to have power, no, the naira, sorry, to have power, you need to work for it. How? You need to convince investors outside that if they come here and put in their money, there is stability, economic stability, such that after investing, they'll get their returns and they can remit based on the terms. It's not for them to come and invest for you, and then when it is time to remit, it becomes an issue, like the airlines are forcing.
Of course, the key thing is people will ask questions like, when do we get out of this quagmire?
The end of in fact, there's no light at the end of the tunnel as we speak.
Again?
I'm telling you.
But there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
This one, in the Nigerian, in the Nigerian context, it's a different scenario that we have that is unfolding, and it is very, very serious. It is very serious.
That's going to take me to let's get talking basically now. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, has said that Nigeria, that happens to be the most populous African country, is a very, very poor country.
It is. It is.
He didn't end there. He said we only exaggerate our wealth.
It is poor.
CP, do you believe this?
Yes. You know why I believe it?
Okay.
It's bad leadership. It is corruption of the highest order we have witnessed. You see, the economy became stable and buoyant during the era of Olusegun Obasanjo, between that 1999 and July 29, 2007, because the man admitted that he didn't know whether he knew or he didn't. He accepted that he had no monopoly of knowledge of how to run the government, and that he listened to advice both from IMF, from the World Bank, and other international financial institutions. Okay. And he packaged an economic team that was really good. And that economic team worked assiduously towards the nation having sufficient savings in terms of foreign exchange reserve. And that was why, when he was living in 2007, he left behind over $60 billion in our foreign reserve. And that was why in late 2008 and early 2009, when we had global economic meltdown, it didn't shake the economy in Nigeria. In spite of our gargantuan population, dollar was still 180 to 120 to a naira to a dollar.
The thing is it that we are poor or our wealth has been stolen?
It has been stolen now.
Because some persons will not want to hear you say Nigeria is poor. We have
it
all.
It is.
We have everything.
No, it has been stolen now. The point is, how do you recover them? You can bounce back to a wealthy nation if you have sincerity of purpose and that the leadership have, they have a very positive direction in restoring the economy to what it used to be. And it will take a lot of sacrifice. Sentiments shouldn't come in. You should not be looking at faces, whether this one is Namu Namu or Tiwan Tiwa or Ani Ani. Anybody that has stolen, the records are there, the evidence is there. Trace them and recover our money for us. You see that the place will just become buoyant within so short space of time.
Let's also look at it. Is it during this administration that we know that Nigeria is poor? Did we say this during Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's regime?
Well, in Jonathan's time, it wasn't this bad because of what.
Were we poor then?
Not necessarily, but the gross mismanagement started that time. You know why we were not poor? He inherited a lot of reserve from his boss, late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, because that one was quite prudent and was purposeful. He had sense of direction, and he was a no-nonsense commander-in-chief. It's just that unfortunately ill health took a toll on him, and he later gave in, to go and meet his creator. Then the man, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, came due to, I don't want to use the word sabotage, but sort of subtle blackmail that you're not supposed to be there. We just wanted to allow you to finish for him. So they boxed the man to a corner and continued the looting spree, the people of the PDP then. And that was what the APC capitalized and had amalgamation of 4 political parties to form a formidable opposition and pushed him out of the place, even as a sitting president. But then the subsequent government that came compounded our problems. You see, why I believe Jonathan Goodluck Ebele missed it was in his own time. He sold oil, or we were selling oil, almost $150 a barrel. It has never been recorded in the history of oil pricing in the history of oil pricing in the whole world, that oil went as high as at that time $150 a barrel. And then we were producing, based on OPEC quota, we were producing about 2.3 million barrels on daily basis. There was something like oil theft, even though there were situations of pipeline vandalization and some of those boys in the creeks, the militants. But with the amnesty that the former president, late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, declared for them, the issue of militancy came to the lowest ebb. The pipeline vandalization was even out of the question. So there was quantum of money coming. But then, where is that money? You see, and to further compound the problem, Obasanjo created what they had called excess crude accounts that time. So that if you do your budget based on so and so production allocated to you by OPEC, if the thing increases by paraventure, whatever money, because that is not factored into the budget, that comes as excess costs, or even in terms of additional barrels that would have been given to you, because the projection may have been made on 1.8 or 2 million barrels and you are selling 3.3. Let us still reserve this for the future. These useless and irresponsible, reckless governors of that time, that 2007 to 2015, fought against it and said no, it's unconstitutional because Obasanjo was no longer there. Jonathan said, well, I don't want to offend them, or maybe because he was looking for second term in 2015, he allowed them. They stole the whole excess crude account and nothing is there, and nothing was there as at that point in time. That was where we began to see decline, that our poverty was beginning to stare us in the face. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the critical issues, and now it's so compounded that where do you even start? If you say, okay, let us go agrarian, the green economy, let's face that, let's focus on that, at least feed ourselves and get off hunger. You need to provide security, adequate security for the farmers going to the farms. So that is another issue, because nobody will want to risk his or her life because he wants to produce food. That's part of our problem. Then that's where this poverty is increasing. Then you say, okay, let us throw the borders open. Oh, you have even worsened the whole thing. Because
opening the border is still not an option, right?
It's not an option, because everything will flood into Nigeria, and the local industries, you quietly kill all of them, the few ones remaining, because you know many have closed down and left.
Okay, maybe Ajero's position should be upheld, right?
That is what I'm saying.
By saying that only 1 million naira minimum wage.
Where are you going to get the money to pay 1 million?
If you said all other avenues are not practicable, maybe this one is practicable. One of the options.
Can they even pay 100,000 as minimum wage in Nigeria today? The money is not there. They have stolen everything. We don't go to your reserve. What do you have anything in the reserve?
And of course, remember, some states are still not paying these 30,000 naira.
Oh, so we are coming back to the same thing. So you now see that it is miracle that is making people eat today. And even those who go to work, it's only God that is helping them. Because you hear of even some local government councils, they've been owing salaries for 8 months, 10 months. And if you get to the local government secretariats, sometimes it looks like ghost town. Some of the workers are no longer coming. They are looking for other petty things to do to survive.
Do you know the level of hunger?
Are you telling me?
Now, I've not seen it before.
Do you know that I learned that a bag of rice is almost 70, 80,000, one bag of rice. That's what we have.
And minimum wage is how much? So it means you can't buy a half bag.
You can't buy half bag of rice.
Half bag, Abi?
Yes, you can't.
You can't buy a bag of how much is beans now? I think I have to check up and see what you can actually buy with your maybe a half bag of gari, or half bag of gari.
It is outrageous. In fact, most families are now doing 010. Most of the working class families are doing 010. Nobody talks of 3 square meals anymore.
A lot of persons still do 001.
Well, it depends on how you scheme it. If you put it 001, then you may describe it that you're doing fasting. That you and your family have embarked on fasting 6 to 6.
I am saying let's also now consider the talakawas, the what do we call them now in this part of the country?
You mean almajiris also?
Yeah, there's a word they use around here.
Okay,
talakawas or almajiri for those in the north.
Okay.
But here there's a name, I'm trying to bring out that, but then a lot of persons are suffering.
Yes.
There's no money.
You mean money less?
No, not money. No, you're close to that. I'll try and remember.
Okay.
No money, no food, no insecurity, no light, no good roads, no. I don't understand.
That's the poverty people. That's the poverty index.
No job.
Nothing. the country is in serious quagmire, and the annoying part of it is that the leadership are not listening, because if they have a listening ear and put enough assistance that will be following both the print and the electronic media and be getting the pulse of the people, and then come out and begin to address them, they will now know that they are serious. But none of this, we are not seeing any of that. So it will look as if our conversations are just mere academic exercise, that we are talking for students in schools of various levels to learn and to create awareness.
You also know that armed robbery is gradually coming back.
Why will it not come back?
People now steal. People go to people's houses and to steal food. And when they tell you, when you accuse them, when you catch them, they'll tell you, "I'm sorry, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Please, I'm sorry. Forgive me." I've had several incidences, and it's okay. Now, the Lagos State Police Commanders are also alerted residents of Overestimated, Alakpere, Ogudu, and Ketu to the insurgence of one chance and of course robbery incident in that area.
Isn't it? Are you just seeing that? It has been there for going to 2 months now. Since December, they've been warning consistently on these areas. One chance for those areas you've just mentioned.
Access.
Yes, from Oshodi here, from Oshodi, down to Antoni, down to Bagada, to Oworo, then to Alapere, Ketu, Ogudu. Those are the areas now where they have been operating with buses, and it is so bad that in most cases, or a good number of times, people will tell you, you see vehicle loaded with some people looking like human beings without you realizing that they are all miscreants.
But why is not?
And they are mixed up. Women are even part of it. And you think they are responsible Nigerians who are either going out going to work or going for their usual trade, or business. Then once you enter, that's the end.
Nigerians are being warned about this, but what we're looking at is what the police is doing.
Are police magicians? Police have been doing their best. That's why they've been able to arrest a good number of them. But it's on chance basis. It's like try your luck. Sometimes it works. They'll be able to catch some of them. Good number of times it may not work 100%. So it is not that easy, It's not that easy.
Anyway, information just reaching me right now says that the police public relations officer, Benjamin Udeh, has announced increased police checkpoints in those areas, which may cause minor traffic delays, Well, the statement reads, our daily situation reports have indicated the resurfacing of one chance robberies in Overestimated, Alakpere, Ogudu, and Ketu. To stem this ugly trend, Lagos State Police shall be embarking on increased checks in these areas, which may result in some delays or minimal traffic build-up. We appeal to motorists for their understanding, as this is in the interest of their safety and of course security. But I think more should be done. More should be done.
Let me even tell you the modus operandi of one chance.
Okay.
Even if you put checkpoints, does it change anything? You stop the vehicle, you look at all the people. They have not attacked anybody then. So nobody will raise any alarm that he has lost this or they have robbed her or him. They know what they are doing. They wait till they have crossed all the checkpoints. And then the rest of the journey is easy for them to operate smoothly. And that's where they now attack the victim or victims in the vehicle. And woe betide you, you open your mouth to shout, to call attention for help. Ole, they will beat mercilessly out of you. And after robbing you, they may throw you out of a moving vehicle. So people should be very prayerful when they leave their houses in the morning and come back safely at night, especially using public transportation. And that's why I will encourage people, if they are lucky to have BRT plying their route, it is better to use those BRT or use those big buses from the Lagos state government that looks like Molue, but they are not Molue. You know, Molues are no longer there anymore. If they see those ones, it's better for them. But the fact remains that the number is limited. They don't have much of those buses, especially at peak periods. That's what is forcing people to enter those smaller Paragon buses and Hayas or whatever you call them. And that's where there is this, they are vulnerable, or this probability of being robbed by this one chance criminals.
We also hear right now information reaching me that the Senate is presently meeting with the nation's security chiefs and some ministers behind closed doors over the state of insecurity in the country. Are we not tired of these closed door meetings every time on insecurity? Closed door meeting, closed door meeting. Maybe something else should be done. Instead of closing the door, open it and let's know what it is. If you cannot do it, let's find a way to. It's getting too much.
My brother, you know, this issue of closed door is a symbol.
Some persons have said to declare a state of emergency on insecurity, a state of emergency on food, and so many things. And now we still hear people doing closed door meeting. It's been there's been this constant closed door meetings, and it's not yielding anything at all.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and the closed door meeting, like you just rightly pointed out, is it is a symbol of government process that we inherited from colonial government. But then, come to think of it, even the colonial government in those good old days and years, if they have the closed door meeting, it used to be very purposeful. You understand what I'm saying? It used to be very, very purposeful, that it had definite direction. And then, as at that point in time, the level of corruption was quite minimal. People had, at least to an extent, level of contentment. Nobody was talking of anything beyond 10%. And that was even what agreed the military institution for people like Chukwuma Kaduna Zogwa and few others to talk of putting out the government of the First Republic, because they said that they were 10%ers and they were corrupt, you know, and at the same time bringing in tribalism, you know, and religious divide and emphasizing on that and so on and so forth. Now, today, we're not talking of 10%ers. We are talking of people like Hadi Sirika.
Oh, yeah?
Who told us he spent 1.something billion per truck for 10 trucks to something billion. Today, I don't know whether FAN has ever received one truck. And then, as at the time he put that amount, Naira was going for like officially, I think about 500 or 600 Naira to $1. So you now know the volume if you convert it in foreign exchange. He's the one who brought our Nigerian Air, or is it Air Nigeria, whichever way.
Okay.
Only to go to Ethiopia, contracted for Ethiopian Airline to be repainted, and brought it and packed for us, carried the former president and showed him, and they declared, they did the opening ceremony that the Nigeria Air, or is it Air Nigeria, has come to stay. That this one is the first of the many of the fleets that will come in. Within 24 hours, Ethiopian pilots and their small crew flew the thing back to Addis Ababa and resprayed it back. Is that not scam of the highest order?
And nothing has been done about it up until now.
That is just 1% of many lootings and brigandage we have had on. So why will you not be poor as a nation? I have to touch on this one so to show you why the country is very poor as we speak.
Well, someone said so far as I'm concerned, those people are selfish, and all that they are doing is to cover their selfishness and prevent people from speaking on their inadequacies. They need to fix the suffering of the people of Nigeria and stop all these unnecessary, utterances. The people are really suffering in Nigeria as a result of biting economic hardship and skyrocketing cost of goods and services. I think what the government should focus on is to fix their inadequacies and improve the people's living conditions. All right, Anya Odegu from USA sent in that message. I will start reading your messages now because I have a whole lot of them here, and I think I would love to touch on them one after the other before I leave. Okay. Help me tell Tinubu that he has fulfilled his ambition to be the Nigerian president. Let him. Let's not just go there for now. Okay, but then before I get back to that, a whole lot of calls coming, and I want to start taking calls now. PDP is re-strategizing. Seriously, I hear just recently now that members of the board of trustees of the People's Democratic Party are about to begin a crucial meeting in Abuja over responsibilities of reporting the party. Repositioning the party. Already, some of the party's BOT members from various states have started arriving the party's national secretariat in Abuja, where the meeting is scheduled to take place, this afternoon. Early arrivals of at the venue include the former Kaduna governor Ahmed Mekerfi, who is also the former acting national chairman of the party. We have the former Sokoto governor Atahiru Bafarawa, Mrs. Josephine Anene, Oshun governor Olagunsoye Oyinlola, and of course former Jigawa governor Sule Lamido, the acting national chairman Alhaji Ilyas Damagun, and of course the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum Bala Mohammed are also at the venue. A vote of confidence in the acting national chairman is very likely today, a party member told newsmen. Now, re-strategizing for 2027. People look at the PDP as the only party for now, read my lips, for now, that can help the country, that can take the country out of this quagmire. The party that is big enough, not Labour Party, because we'll tell you Labour Party is because Peter Obi is there. When you lift Peter Obi out of the party is just the way it used to be. That the only party that can help the country is the People's Democratic Party. Now, what do you think about re-strategizing for 2027?
Whether they re-strategize from today till 2027, they are not going anywhere.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
There is no solution in sight.
Really?
You know why?
Why?
The present ruling party navigated and deceived Nigerians and came in on board and then changed the configuration completely to something worse than what we had in 2007 election. And they have institutionalized it that by 2027 your vote will not even count. Vote me if you want. Whether you go and vote or you don't vote, INEC will surely come up with a formula and an answer and give you a result and tell you to go to court.
So you mean INEC will still be a factor in 2027?
Let us watch.
And Nigerians will fold their arms and still watch?
What would they do? Because if they come out to protest, the security forces will open fire on them. Now they want to bring down the government. So for now, there is no solution. But it's only God.
Hold on. Some people really feel that there will be a change. There will be something different by 2027.
Which change?
If it continues this way, in this trend. I mean, look at dollar. Look at naira, rather.
Do they even care?
Look at the price of fuel.
They are not interested.
Look at food.
They don't care. And they believe there is nothing you can do about it. If you feel terrible, go to the height of the mountain and jump from there into the cliff.
Wait. Are you saying that people will open their eyes like korokoro like this? And
there's nothing you can do. There's nothing. Everybody is scared. You can't do anything. If you try to organize any rallies, they'll come and disperse all of you by force. the thing has gone out of hand. And for I will always advise Nigerians to be prayerful and do the bit they can to survive. Do the bit they can lawfully or not illegalities,
okay,
and survive. For them to hope to remove this government, they are wasting their time, because they have the war chests in terms of resources, both financial, militarily, the police and other security services. So what can you do? It is, you cannot change anything by your larger number, because the masses are the largest number. The people doing this are just I mean, infinitesimal percentage, but they are
just 2%.
Are they up to 2%?
According to someone,
they are not even up to 2%. They are not up to 2%. They have entrenched themselves and brought in divisive sustenance template that no matter how you try to remove them, they know how to bounce back, because the resources is there. And they have homes and properties all over the world, in very choice and expensive parts of the world. So nothing bothers them. Their families are insulated from what we are going through as a poor nation. They are in New York, Dubai, London, Paris, California, and so on and so forth, enjoying the best of life. They have private jets at their beck and call. So any small thing, they just enter the private and off they go. They don't even live here with you. And where did they make all this money from? The commonwealth of the nation of Nigeria. What other business did their fathers in government do? Are they businessmen? Are they industrialists?
okay,
So where did they make that money from? That's the question we ask ourselves. So it is a very frustrating and desperate situation. But what do we do?
what do you think about the Labour Party before 2027?
You see, the thing is this: the Labour Party is a party of the masses. Like
because Peter Obi is there.
Mine is to analyze. I'm not part of them, because I've seen that.
How do you mean is a part of the masses?
It's for the workers. Okay. It's for the students. It's for the traders.
In quote.
Yes, it's for those are people who need that change, and if not what happened in the elections that you and I know, but the Supreme Court has taken its position based on the rule of law and due process. So nobody has a choice. They wanted to, like a silent revolution, remove whether PDP or APC. That was their target. And if you look at the way they mobilized themselves, it was something else. It has never been seen in this part of the world, the type of politics that they were financing it. Whatever anybody has, he throws into the basket, to see that if things were to go accordingly, they needed a change. And that was why they were not interested in who becomes the governor, or who becomes senator, or who becomes the man in the National Assembly or House, State House. They were interested in the man that will sit at the top and determine their future. And that was why they said, look, the right had failed us, which is the PDP. The left we brought to remove the scourge, even compounded our problem. So let's go the independent or the mid chart or the mid course, which is where we have identified an individual, no matter the platform he's coming on. Let's see if that one will work out for us. And at the end, they think they work. So what do you expect them to do now? To enter the streets to be shot? The masses will not do that because it's suicidal.
Let's quickly look at two statements by two notable personalities. Because as Nigerians gnash their teeth over the economic downturn, the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Dr. Lamido Sanusi, and of course the former Edo State Governor, Senator Adam Toshiomole, have blamed the administration of former President Buhari for the raging economic woes, not this administration.
No, but they are right. The 8 years, not to hear me in my analysis, say that they are the ones that laid foundation.
Okay, that's how you put it.
Yes.
Foundation.
Yes, for the plundering of the nation's economy. To the extent that the present government came, saw the way the thing is, and
he said that he's going to continue from where Buhari stopped.
He thought there will be solution from that point. But the reality is showing that the thing has even overwhelmed him too. And that is why I've been shouted that he should bring that Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi and co to come and help out. Okonjo Iweala, Soludo, they are all alive, they are all there. Bring them. Expand that to your economic team. Let the people that knows the economy, who have worked on ailing economies of other nations and resuscitated them, let them come and help. But the government is not listening. They are playing politics. You don't play politics with the economy. You need to be realistic and tell yourselves the truth.
Sonny Monike is watching us right now, on YouTube. I love what he said. He said, "Where was Tinubu when Gowon said Nigeria has money but did not know how to spend it?" There was a time in this country where we had everything. 1 naira equals $1.
The question is,
we had enough.
Who is Gowon? Gowon was a military junta. He did not go to school when he became the head of state of Nigeria. So he never knew his left from his right in economic management. He was only a military ruler by accident, and he led the civil war between 1967, 6th of July, to 12th of January 1970, before they signed the surrender documents in 15th of January 1970. So it was like somebody sitting there and not knowing what was going on. Up to the time, it was Awolowo that was guiding him as the deputy chairman of the vice chairman of Federal Executive Council. So there.
Are you saying that even at that time there was no money? Nigeria was poor?
No. The thing is this: immediately after the war, when they brought the issue of Udoji reforms, there was money. That was the time, the era of oil boom, because of the Middle East war, occasioned by the war between Israel and Egypt and other Middle East Arab nations. So the thing now costs oil scarcity world over, and the prices of oil just flew up. That was the time OPEC became strengthened and began to give quota to each of the countries, and the cost of the price of the crude was really high, and it favored Nigeria. That was the time we now had Udoji reforms. And by then, Yakubu Gowon was planning to step down in 1974, or at most by 75 he will hand over to the civilian government. But later on, by the time he started seeing oil money, seeing the prices of oil very high, he changed his mind and said that 1976 was no longer realistic to hand over government to civilians, because he had begun to enjoy the sweetness of the petrol oil. It was what caused Murtala Mohammed with Obasanjo and co to go and sit down and say, look at this man, he's not even ready to go. We need to push him out and take over government.
Finally, before I get to open up the two lines, if we agree that the commonwealth of the nation has been stolen,
yes,
and that is what got us to, where we are.
Of course,
right?
of course.
What is the current administration doing
We have not seen anything now. That's why me and you are doing this analysis. We are doing it so that those their listeners will pick up one or two things from what we are saying and take to them and see whether they will take it. But the people they put as listeners are only interested in what they also steal from the remaining, portion of the porridge that is there. That's why whatever we say, we don't get results from that villa, from that Asorok.
Let's get to hear from our listeners right now. Let's get into their houses and shops and wherever they are, and let's get their opinion quickly. 0700 903 903 903 again. 0700 903 903 903. See, keep your comments civil this afternoon, okay? Keep it very, very, very civil for me, all right? Or else, rather, I will not be able to take your call. Or better still, just send me a message via WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. Okay? Again, 0700 903 903 903. That's our official number. Alright? Let's get straight to the phone lines and hear what everyone is saying. I got several messages and I'll read your messages alongside as we roll. Okay? My name is Jude and this is Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Okay. Let's go here. Good afternoon to you. Okay. Again. Are you there? Okay.
Jude and CP. This is Richard from Germany. The whole thing is that Nigeria is so corrupt that there is no way you can make that country recover from devastation of looting and pillaging. For example, yesterday or the day before yesterday, the president, Tinubu, went to Kano, where her name is named after a university, Abacha University, right? And everybody knows how that Abacha looted Nigeria dry. And Abacha name is everywhere in Nigeria cities, mostly in the northern Nigeria. There is one of the most respected Nigerian in the northern Nigeria or in Nigeria. Look, and the president wife went there to honor such, ridiculous absurdity. And you think that the corruption in Nigeria will be resolved very soon? Let me tell you, Abacha is like Augustino Pinochet in Chile. Everything that man did in Chile or Argentina, all of them were wiped out when the democratic government came in. They destroyed everything because he was a brutal dictator. And in Nigeria, all of them, not only Abacha, all of them are still living today, and they are called state men. All right. And you want that country to be progressive? Jokers. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Hey, let it be very, very brief. Okay? Thank you so much. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon. 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon to you. All right. It is condescending that Tinubu and his Lagos boys are actively playing the blame game. Tinubu was the leader of the APC for 8 years. Buhari was in power. Are they now telling Nigerians that Tinubu was ignorant of the direction that Buhari's policy was taking Nigeria? APC as a party has failed Nigerians collectively. Onanuga is right, because APC has finally reduced Nigeria to a poor nation. Okay, that's the angle you're taking it. It's okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jude. Jude.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Yeah, my name is Peter Usufo. I'm calling from Abanoje in Ikoton.
All right.
In my opinion, I still believe that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I will not succumb to any form of military takeover, military coup, or that revolution in Nigeria, because that will not help. Revolution will not help. Military coup will not help. Now, concerning what Adam Koshomole and the former governor of PBN, that is Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, said yesterday, they said a lot of things, probably in favor of the present government. I will not go into that. What I will go into is what the IMF just said recently, yesterday, when they praised the government, and by saying that it is only this government that has that political will to remove oil subsidy and, of course, the floating of the naira. You understand? Which other government, previous government, has not been able to do. So they praised them for that. And even said, that is IMF yesterday, they were putting it, maybe I don't know if all that for had it, that the per capita income of Nigeria will be increased this not say 2025.6, but and they said 2024. So let us have hope that this will be done.
Thank you.
Be that as it may, please let me conclude. Please, be that as it may. I have a friend in South Africa who is working in South Africa for a very long time. He's a professor of law. I asked him just about 4 days ago the difference between their hello?
I can hear you.
Their CPN and of course the Bureau de Change. He told me that their CBN, that is their federal bank, the central bank, that the naira there, I mean the money they use there is in fact the forex, that is the foreign exchange, is more than that of the PDS. That is, they are not even at par. Just as in Nigeria here, where you find that it is in the black market that is more than the CBN. And that is what the closing of the naira is trying to do. So, finally, I want to ask your guest just one question. The IMF, some analysts have been saying that it's only favoring European countries, not African countries. I don't know if IMF is only set up for, that is, African countries. That is that. Oh. Then Switzerland, because Nigerians, especially the opposition parties, they have always been talking about production. So I want to ask also by the second question to the guest there, who I respect very much, that Switzerland, what do they produce to the world? What do they export? And why is their own per capita income and GDP more than that of Nigeria? Please answer me this question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much. Let's also talk to this person. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, children.
Yes.
Yeah, greetings to the CP. My name is Remy from Akoka.
All right, welcome, Remy. Let's go.
Good day,
60 seconds, please.
Okay. What Nigeria is going through, Nigeria won't be the first to go through this phase, and Nigeria won't be the last. So, other countries that have gone through this phase, how were they able to come out of this? Did they resort to prayers? Did they just walk up to God and keep praying to God? Or they took faith into their hands, organized themselves, resort to peaceful protest, and face the government they don't want to be in power to get things done? I think the latter happens to be the answer. You can mention different countries. It was until the people rose, stood on their feet, and they said enough was enough before things changed. They never started to prayers. They never went to their rooms and keep praying to God. No. They stood up and faced those in power that they were not okay with. We shouldn't lose this defeatist mindset, because that is what those in power want us to do. They want us to feel helpless, like the hope shouldn't come from anywhere. And sadly, the religious leaders are not helping either. They are telling us our problem is spiritual. But they were the ones who also told us that they could see light in this particular party that took over in 2015. Too many prophecies they gave us that never came to pass. Now they're telling us to just keep praying. It is until when the people realize their power, that is when that change will come. God has given man the power, the willpower to make things happen. So God won't come down and turn water to wine or send Jesus one more time to die for you. He has given you the power, and he knows his place in the affairs of men. God won't come down and do any magic. He has given us the willpower.
Okay.
The question is, are we ready to stand up and take faith into it? I'm not saying we should be lawless about it. No. Historically, other countries that have gone through this phase, what did they do? They organized themselves, demand for good governance. But the more we say, not this and that, it won't change. Miracle will happen.
Thank you.
So you get it is until we rise on our feet, and because no political party can face those in power. no matter how hard the one of it is the people themselves.
Okay, thank
The
you.
led.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that call. Now, NLC coming up with the request of minimum wage of 1 million naira. It looks as if they are playing game against they're playing game on the masses, for the masses to believe that the NLC is working properly. I don't know. It's also made us believe that NLC is compromising their position. And some persons have said Ajero has compromised. I mean, there are opinions, public opinions, stating that Ajero has compromised. How do you look at it?
You see, people play dirty politics. What they are just doing is to run the integrity of the leadership of the labor and have some respite from the challenges that the nation is facing. But that's not the solution to the problem. They shouldn't reduce themselves to that level, by mudslinging and blackmailing people who are clamoring genuinely for the workers. You now begin to label them with names so that people will see them as saboteurs and leave the crux of the matter, which is how are we going to reduce poverty and hunger in the land. That is in the land. That is the bottom line. It's not a question of whether the leadership has compromised. Compromised how? That's the question. Compromised how? In as much as they have asked for 1 million naira minimum wage, which is not even realistic, it's not realizable by any standard. It is not even, it's impossible. Even the 30,000, some states have not been able to pay that, and you're talking of 1 million. I'm sure they are just jokers. They are just trying to test the waters.
I think closely related to that is what this man said, Olusoga Ajayi from Odunlaiko. He said what the NLC is proposing is indeed laughable and certainly not feasible. What bothers me most is the way our politicians act and our so-called labor opinions or labor unions operate. Rather, NLC has I've never had the interests of the average Nigerians in mind. It's a selfish body. You see, opinions of some persons. Well, please link me up with the security expert CP for security job. Who told you CP is giving out security jobs? Okay, all right. Okay, let me see. Thank you for the Radio Gardens app today. Oh, please, it's alive. Simisola from Misolo. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so very much, Simi. Appreciate that. Good afternoon. It's Adeyemi Kamoru from Satellite Town, Lagos. Fresh crisis hits Labour Party as Treasurer asks the national chairman Abure to account for 3.5 billion naira public funds. How can you ask Abure to account for public money, yet you defend Peter Obi, who has refused to account for the money the public donated to him for campaign? Okay, it's all right. Mr. Bayo Nanuga will put this government in big trouble if not checked. His garrulous nature makes him feel we are still campaigning. He should guard his no, you can't say that now. That's too heavy. That's too heavy. All right. The military and criminal politicians stealing from the country's wealth for over 50 years or 60 years are billionaires, right? From where did they get their wealth? By looting the country's resources and wealth, right? That's the same thing he's talking about. Okay, does Nigerians have compounding problems, and do the present leadership have solutions? Doubtful, according to someone. What then is the hope of citizens of Nigerians in the siege created by a few? Is there hope in the horizon for the people in the contraption called okay, for you is that right? Okay. Good afternoon. Please tell the government to help us. We understand. That's the same thing we're seeing here. Okay. All right, let's get back to the phone lines quickly and take more of your calls this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. What's your name?
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
I'm ready for Mr. Shoes.
Good afternoon. Just go ahead.
Okay, what I have to tell you, for our pastor who said that Nigeria problem is spiritual, I don't know why most of our pastors are biased. I don't know why they allow themselves to be used. Most of them, when the politician needs them and give them small change, they will start to talk, reading the Bible, even when they're supposed to preach and the public something else. So America, as they start today, is prayer that makes them to stand with that. So prayer will now come and do election for you. Where Bible says, God said, I pray before you, life and death, good and bad, whatever you choose. You see the good thing and you choose the bad thing. How do you expect your prayer now to do the magic? But I think if a pastor and he had anointing, why can't he pray and get Nigeria from the problem? Don't go call to pray now. Don't know that Nigeria problem needs prayer. They should pray and start the second Nigeria with prayer. Nigeria don't need to pray, and no prayer will work in Nigeria until they start to do the right thing. Hello.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate your call. Thank you. All right. I will take more calls right now. Let's do that. Good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, Kabir.
Welcome.
Hello, I can hear you.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, CP.
Good afternoon to you too.
Yeah, my name is Daniel and I'm calling from Tinubu.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, Mr. Usifo from Abaron just was talking about how, what is it called, that we are praising the president for removing the subsidy. The truth is that I don't know if I'm wrong, the CP can correct me. There is no, almost all over the world, there is nowhere they don't subsidize one thing or the other. And they do that to better or to make life easier for the citizens. Now, nobody's against this removal of the subsidy, but the way and manner in which the subsidy was removed is the problem. Didn't Jonathan remove subsidy in the during his time? If Tinubu is a hero for removing subsidy, what would say about Jonathan? He removed the subsidy. It was the same APC that said no, there was nothing like subsidy. Now he talked about the devaluation of naira. How has it helped now? That devaluation of naira that this APC did. Can somebody tell me how it has helped us? What good has it done to us? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome.
I'm calling from Lagos.
Let's hear you.
What I suspect that is causing this dollar problem now is the $3 billion Tinubu collected from through military NNPC from Egyptian firm. That upfront payment, and that is we are not. I don't think we are earning any dollars now from crude, because those people now are recouping their money, and that money was with 12% interest. All these crude they are taking to that place now, they are not paying us. This is one of the biggest problems, and they have people to say that we are poor. They are the ones that created the poverty. The problem Tinubu created under these few months he has grown Nigeria is more than the ones Buhari created in 8 years. And he is still creating more problems. And they have the opportunity to solve it. They are not interested. All these things CP is saying now, called Soludo, called Olusegun Aganga, called SNS, they call this one, call that. They know all these people. And among them, they are technocrats. They are intellectuals among them. They did not come. They came to destroy this country. That was why they fought for Tinubu to be the president, so that they want somebody who will be one place. They will be giving information. They will be saying to him, deceiving him, so that they will be looting this country dry. Massive looting is going on in this nation everywhere, every department. Look at the chief of staff of Mr. President now. I mentioned the case. They indicted him. Ministerial impunities and all the corruption in the ministerial appointment. They indicted him. Let they do own. And they indicted him. 3 major cases. They indicted this same man. The chief of the person very close to Mr. President, as corrupt as any other thing. And when is the chief of staff of Mr. President, American said, withdraw his license, cancel his license, his legal license they issued to him because of $25,000. and this is our chief of staff. So a lot of crime is going on among them. All the home ministers, all of them are corrupt. All the Tinubu cabinet, all of them are corrupt. And you cannot, they know what to do to fix this country. In NNPC, Tinubu returned the military as the general manager of the NNPC. And look at what is going on now. I think first all the subsidy they are talking about, there has never been anything like subsidy. It is swap. NNPC was collecting 400 million barrels of crude every day to give Nigeria fuel. Where is the subsidy? And the Senate invited them and asked them, who did you pay the subsidy? Where is the transfer? Where is the alert? Who received the money? They cannot account to anybody. Who are those people? The people they called said they did not receive anything. They went to Mr. President and told him they did not receive anything. There is nothing like subsidy. Those people went to Buhari. Why are we deceiving ourselves with subsidy? It is massive crime that is going on. And if we leave these people alone, this country, I don't think we will remain 80 million in this country from 2027. I'm telling you the truth. Dollar is going to 3,000 naira, not a dollar. Nigeria should wake up.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your call. All right. Just like the CP rightly pointed out, instead of seeking for help and ask experts to come in, especially in the areas of economy, they are there playing politics with the pains and sufferings of Nigerians. God will judge all of them for their deeds in power. Saheed Barua from Okeafa, I think, sent that message. Yeah? Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, the CP, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, my brother.
Yeah, CP, I have a very little question for you.
Go ahead.
Because I know that it was for you to rise to the level of commissioner of police. I know you must have served the police unit for more than 20 years now.
More than 30.
I believe you have seen it all. You see, I was born in late 70s. And since I was born in Nigeria, they keep on saying prayer, we pray, things will change. The politicians will tell us to excite patience. And you see that things are not working, things are getting worse every day. Now, they say if we go to vote, that's how we can make a change. We vote. They are not giving us what we vote for. Now we go to the street to protest. They use their talks to chase us away. Okay, in 2020, when they were having this NSAS protest, these same youth went to the tailgate to protest for the abnormal that is happening in this nation. They were there singing national anthem. Upon that, they sent army to come and kill us there. So I beg sincerely, please, sir. What is the way forward? Which way again do we follow this thing? Yeah, to make this movie change. Please, that's my question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Appreciate your call. Okay, hold on. Maybe you just wrap things up for us when it's time. You know, let's say if we can take one or two more calls and we're good to go this afternoon. Yes, just one or two more. If you're lucky, okay. But the number is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. And I've got a couple of messages here too. But then let me take this call first. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Judy.
Yeah.
And choose.
Good afternoon to you.
This is our country. My name is Joseph calling from Nigeria. It's our country. What is happening to our country is from our hands. It's from our hands.
Hello? Oh, sorry about that. So sorry. Good afternoon to you. Hello? Good afternoon.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Faulkner calling from New York. Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, CP. And
You're
thank
welcome.
you for your service.
Good afternoon to you too.
60
All right,
seconds.
so I think my own concern is just very simple. I do believe that Nigeria it's actually poor. The reason why I'm saying that is that when we make a comparison with Nigeria and fifth countries like Thailand, if Nigeria is claiming that they are poor, What happened to Thailand? What should countries like Thailand be saying? Or those countries, they have good roads, they have good electricities, and things are actually working. They're making money over there. And now, when the country is actually spending money to buy cars, they're still claiming that they are poor. All this money can be diverse and be moved into something else. I just feel like, people are not just being honest, and I see the country is going where it doesn't want to go. I think maybe they can see and look out for better days ahead of them. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you so very much for calling. All right. CP.
Yes.
Let's go. Just wrap things up for us.
Just like the last caller emphasized, you can see that what has plundered the economy, apart from pilferage and looting, is misplaced priority. All this money we are spending to go and bring in bulletproof SUVs and so on and so forth, if it had been channeled properly, into productive ventures, industries, agriculture, and so on and so forth, that would have created employment, put food on our table, and improved the state of the economy. They never did that. And because of that lacuna, foreign direct investments abruptly ceased. That's a major source of income in foreign exchange. The oil theft compounded that of oil and gas. Much of our revenue previously used to be around 90-95% foreign inflow in terms of foreign exchange was on petroleum or crude oil. That one has more or less been mortgaged to pay debts that we've been owing. Diasporans who have been sending down money, the thing is no longer flowing, especially after the elections, because many of them have lost hope in the Nigerian project. So you can now see why we are where we are. Therefore, the way forward, and I keep saying, is leadership. They need to recalibrate their direction. Let there be transparency and honesty and fear of God. If they have the terror, and plug all the loopholes where this pilferage and looting has been taking place, then we are now taking steps forward. And finally, let them still bring in auditors from JP Morgan and some of those international institutions to come and audit all the ministries, departments, and agencies. Expose those lootings and begin to pursue them and recover. Not that you are going to recover them 100%. Whatever you recover, it will send signals that it's no longer fashionable to keep plundering and looting public funds.
With what you've said now, and with what is obtainable right now, we are not ready.
We are not set. You told me to wrap it up.
Go and bring JP Morgan. Simply, we are not ready.
We are not ready.
I'm not sure.
We are not.
Everyone, that's the size of our package this afternoon. Thank you so very much for being a part of the show. Too many calls coming in, and of course messages I couldn't read. I'm sorry. We'll get to do that again tomorrow. I'm always here, like from Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Monday to Friday. We'll talk very important issues. Okay? So catch me here tomorrow for the midweek edition of the show Matters. My name is Jude, Ikami Jude, and on social media I am Ikami Jude, IKAMIJUDEH. Let's talk much more there, or even on Facebook, Ikami Jude. Just go and search for the name, and of course, just let's talk more. Thank you so very much, CP. I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Until tomorrow, do have a beautiful day. Bye.